Yes! Let's go! What are we saying? We had to do a special intro for the first round of the season. It had to full send it. I won't be doing that for every race because it's too much effort for like 2 or 3 viewers. It's ridiculous. But yeah, I had to send it for the first race. We'll see that intro again tomorrow for the actual race. But welcome to the first qualifying session of the season. We're in Bahrain and it's going to be lit. And I have gone full Alonso. I have fully jumped on the bandwagon. It's Alonso season. It's Alonso season out here. And they're looking rapid. They're looking rapid. Who we got? It's Ernesto, Carl, SHT. Yeah, mate, this qualifying is going to be interesting. Yes, Lee, welcome into the stream. Hope you can hear me. Hope the audio's good. The audio should be a lot better this season. Yeah, we've upgraded the thing, so hopefully the channel will grow a bit over this season, and we can get some new viewers in during this interesting season that is about to unfold. Aston Martin and Fernando Alonso, quickest in practice 2 yesterday, quickest this morning by 5 thousandths of a second. I mean, the hype is real. The hype is real. My caps arrived today, so I've just got in now. Bang, cap ready. Straight on, out of the wrapper. Boom, we're on Alonso mode. So yeah, fully buzzing for this. Actually, can't wait for this qualifying session because first qualifying session of any season is like, it's good because that's the moment when it's like, no more sandbagging, no more cloak and dagger, no more bullshit, basically. Let's see what you've got. What is the true pace? But I feel like this year, it's got a little bit that added extra spice of this team. The added spice of how quick is this Aston Martin? Because I had my predictions were that Aston was going to be the 4th quickest car, and that was bold. I remember that being a bold statement that Aston Martin are going to be quicker than Alpine, quicker than McLaren. I'm going for him 4th, and I was like with chest, going, yeah, they're going to be 4th quickest, mate. They're 2nd quickest. Alonso could slap it on pole, mate. If Alonso slaps it on pole, unbelievable. Yeah, Stroll. Yeah, Stroll is Stroll's struggling, man. With turn 1, I think in practice he was saying, because he's had a wrist injury. For anyone that doesn't know that's watching, Lance Stroll has had a bicycle incident a few weeks back, and missed pre-season testing. And so jumped in for the first time in the car yesterday. With I think he's had surgery on one of his wrists, and complaining of pain, can barely turn it into turn 1, which seems like such a danger. I would have thought they'd have put Felipe Drugovich in for this first race, but they've not. They've gone with Lance, and he's just going through the pain of it in turn, because turn 1 is like full lock. So obviously, but you can't be having a dodgy wrist driving a 1,000 brake horsepower, fastest cars in the world. So it's a bit mad one. I reckon Stroll could struggle tomorrow. Yeah, man. It's It's peak, man. I think they should have gone with Felipe Drugovich, but maybe Stroll was so keen to get back because obviously the car's looking absolutely rapid. Stroll's like, no, I'm fine, I'm fine. You know what I mean? Stroll probably like he'd come back in a cast and like a sling, and they're like, "Are you sure you can race?" He's like, "Yeah, I can race. I'm fine, I'm fine." No, you're not, bro. He's not fine, but he's in. But yeah, let's have a listen to what they're saying on the old Sky Sports anyway. But mate, we're buzzing. Hey, SHT lad, we're on it. We were Mick Schumacher, yeah. I was Mick Schumacher. He ain't here, bro. He ain't on the grid. What am I gonna do? Be a Mick Schumacher fan, hoping that George Russell gets food poisoning, and so you know what I mean. Schumacher gets a chance. Nah, we go. We'll Alonso it this year. I tell you what, it's going to be a hell of a lot of fun. It is going to be so much fun cheering on Alonso this season. You know, the 41-year-old veteran as he finally. You know, I saw on Twitter before people saying like, this is Alonso's best car since 2010. And it actually is. Like, this could genuinely be Alonso's most competitive car for 13 years. Because think about his later Ferrari days, like 13, 14, dead. Then, like, obviously goes to McLaren, absolute disaster. Then he leaves, goes to endurance racing, comes back with Alpine, midfield. This is Alonso's best car for 13 years. I'm full hype. Stroll did solid in free practice. Yeah, Stroll like top 6, something like that, top 6, top 8 in practice. Dan, shout out to Dan who I work with, who got 800 to 1 on Lance Stroll. It's now about 16 to 1. He got it 800 to 1, Lance Stroll. So he's buying his yacht in Monaco if Stroll slaps it on pole today. Stroll slaps it on pole today, and I will not see Dan next week because he will have bought a yacht in Monaco. It ain't 800 to 1 anymore. And the midfield's going to be super interesting. Yeah, they weren't even... Do you know what? I saw a video, I don't know if it was Will Buxton or someone, and they were saying that there might even be a midfield anymore. It might literally be a case of like, because a midfield suggests there's a front and a back. I don't think it's going to be like that. I think it's going to literally be Red Bull, Aston Martin, maybe Ferrari, and then everybody else. Because even Haas are looking quick. Hulkenberg was 5th in practice. Was it FP2? So even Haas are looking decent. Oh, we're buzzing. Who's buzzing for this? Yes, Lewis. Yes, Lewis. Welcome in, mate. We are minutes away. 5 minutes away. Let me see if the F1 website's playing ball yet. No, not yet. I don't think. Hang on. Let me reload the live timings and see if it wants to. Oh, we got the intro. Brand new intro. Logan Sargent, Oscar Piastri. They put the names on now, at least for the newbies, I guess. Who's like, I don't even know who these guys are. At least they can, like, for a new fan, they can now put a name to a face, and yeah, it helps. Having the names of the drivers. But yeah, full hype now, mate. First qualifying session of the season. Let's go. They've gone in driver championship order as well from last season, so Lewis isn't at the end of the intro anymore. Perez, Leclerc, and then Verstappen. Let's go. Right, let's see if these live timings will work. Boom. Right, there we go. That's looking all right. Hopefully it updates as, you know, live. But yeah, so the timings will be on this side, and I'll try and get a timer up for each session as well. I think it's the qualifying setup is the same, so you've got 18-minute Q1, 15-minute Q2, and 12-minute Q3. I don't think that's changed. So yeah, we'll put the timer on when the session's underway in a couple of minutes, but yeah. Alonso for pole. I want to see predictions in chat. Predictions for pole position in chat. What we're saying, Verstappen, Alonso, or are you going... Alonso. If Alonso's in the top 4, it's massive. You know, I think Alonso in the top 4, and which is looking... It's looking likely. It's looking likely. And I think he'll have a chance with that. Piastri had a solid P9 FP3, but McLaren can maintain the consistency. I don't know. I mean, the rumour is, or the evidence so far, is that the McLaren are having a bit of a shocker and are going to, you know, similar to the beginning of last season. I think McLaren are going to be off the pace at the beginning of this. But now we're going to find out, aren't we? In the next hour, we'll find out. Ernesto going Sainz. What for pole? Yeah, you get good odds on that. You get good odds on Carlos Sainz slapping on pole. Ferrari have been a hard one to read. Are Ferrari the 3rd quickest team? Is the Aston Martin quicker than the Ferrari? It's a sentence I never thought I'd be saying. I never thought that in the first qualifying session of this season I'd be going, is the Aston quicker than the Ferrari? If someone had told me that in November, that the Aston is going to improve by 1.7 seconds and be right up there with Red Bull, mate, we are in for a banger of a season. We are in for a banger. Max or Hamilton? No, you're 2 years behind, Lewis. You're 2 years behind. No, you're still living in 2021 there. No, this is 2023 now, Lewis. Things have moved on. Lewis is like top 6 if he's lucky. Lewis is looking at a P6. I think if Lewis is better than 6th, I think he's done a monster of a job. I think there's 3 teams quicker than Mercedes right now. I think Red Bull are obviously quicker. I think Aston are quicker. I think Ferrari are quicker. So that's 6 cars. Mind you, Lance Stroll's injured, so you know. Watch a Piastri pole. Yeah. Yeah, McLaren been sandbagging the entire time. They've just been chilling with like high fuel loads and just let everybody chat shit about them. And then just bang, turn up, quali, Piastri pole, 1,000,000 to 1. I'll give you 1,000,000 to 1 on that car. It's a complete unknown. It is a complete unknown. Come on, let's get it underway. Let's get it underway. I hope that this Aston hype bears fruit. This is, mate, this is serious. This is where it gets real. Oh, how off the pace are Mercedes is another big mystery. Mercedes, because in the free practice session a couple of hours ago, Lewis was 6th and I think only 3-4 tenths off the pace. So Mercedes had a much better session this morning than they did yesterday. So it's a bit, Mercedes is a bit of a mystery, but we're about to find out. Aston, when it start off the season at the pace without the mastermind of Dan Fallow. I know, yeah, he's from Red Bull, isn't he? And now it's official. Quali is underway. Oh, the time is not exactly right, but we're within 10 seconds with the timer. I forgot about it momentarily, but oh, this desk wobbles a bit. Apologies for that. I'll have to get a less wobbly desk at some point this year. But until then, the camera might be wobbling about a bit. There's always something in there. Oh, what are we saying for pole? Now both AlphaTauris and Ferraris are out. We are watching them on screen right now. Yes, they're the first out then, both AlphaTauris. And both Ferraris. Oh, mate. Who's going to be bottom 5? Who's going to be bottom 5? Yeah, Hulk's gone out. Hulkenberg is out of the pits. Hulken back. I know. How do you reckon he'll do, SHT? How do you reckon he'll do, Hulkenberg? When he got announced, I was gutted because obviously I was all about Mick. So I was like, nah, what are you doing getting a 35-year-old back? He's past it. He's done. But looking at it now, I've had time to digest the disappointment. Looking at it now, it's a sensible decision from Haas, isn't it? You know, Mick was causing just a couple too many big incidents, and it's a sensible decision from Haas. I think on reflection, at the time I was fuming. I was like, "What you doing? He's washed. He's 35. He's had his career. What you doing? Mick's 23. Give him a chance." But now Hulkenberg will do all right. He'll get some solid points. You know, a safe pair of hands in it. So it's a sensible decision from Haas. Oh, and locks up into turn 1, Charles Leclerc. And that's the very first attempt at a quick lap in 2023. And he's messed it up. The pressure is already on. The Ferrari does look good, though. I think on livery, on looks alone, I'm not talking about personality. On looks alone, that Ferrari is one sexy motherfucker. Yeah, mate, the Ferrari's looking good in it, but the bit of carbon fibre, a bit of the floor has flown off halfway down the straight as well. Whoa, so he hits a bump on the main straight and boom, wow. Gee. I don't know if it's a bit of diffuser or a bit of floor. We've seen a replay of him lock up into turn 1. Car is falling apart already, I know. And both Ferrari out on mediums, yeah. Oh, the live timings are updating, it seems. Anyway, we've got Tsunoda with, has gone quickest. De Vries has set a time. Ooh, pressure's on Ferrari then. If Leclerc's coming back into the pits. Sainz has gone purple, sector 1, personal best sector 2, so it's going to be Carlos Sainz who will go top then. Early doors will go second. Tsunoda stays top. AlphaTauri for pole. Oh, mind you, they're on the soft, Ferrari on the mediums, like you were saying, SHT, so it's not. We got to calm down yet, you know what I mean? Ferrari on the mediums, so we're chilling. It's all right. It won't be P20 for Ferrari. Oh, yeah, look at that. Another bit falling off in turn 1. Jesus. Bits falling off all over the place on Leclerc's Ferrari. What's going on here? Red flag. That'll be for debris, I assume. Red flag. Well, I better stop my timer, aren't I? Because that's going to get... Pause. We're going to pause the timer. Yeah, so I assume they've thrown a red flag for debris because the Ferrari's just falling apart on the first qualifying laps of 2023. So, get in. Oh, mate, that's not a good start, is it? They've gone through... The thing is, this hasn't happened. They've had 3 days of testing. They've had 3 practice sessions. And now we get to the real... Now we get to the real bread and butter of it. Now we get to the proper stuff. And the car's falling apart. That makes sense. You know what I mean? You've had 3 days of testing to sort this out. So, yeah, Leclerc shedding bits of carbon fibre all over the circuit has brought out an early red flag in qualifying 1. What's wrong? I do not know, mate. Yes, Ryan Tune, welcome in, mate. Sorry, I'm missing a couple of the comments. I'll go back. Tsunoda needs a big season if he wants to stay. Yeah, I said I did a predictions video a couple of weeks ago, and I think Tsunoda and Zhou Guanyu, it's big seasons for them. I think they're the two that are in jeopardy if they don't perform this season. Maybe Zhou will be given a third year regardless. But now Tsunoda in his third season. Yeah, it's make or break really, because Red Bull have junior. I don't know exactly who's leading the way in terms of Red Bull juniors, but there's always a queue. There's always a queue of at least 3 Red Bull juniors that are ready to take that spot. So if Tsunoda has a nightmare first half of the season, he might not even see second half of the season. You know, that's how ruthless it is in the Red Bull Junior program. As anyone who's been watching Formula One for a few years will know, it's cutthroat, absolutely cutthroat. And if you don't make the grade, the next kid is in, and you're just discarded. And it's worked in some ways, but it's also been extremely harsh in other cases. With Gasly and Albon, they got dispatched, and well, there's been a handful of drivers have just been absolutely, you know, Danny Kvyat was another one, and then they've been through like Buemi and there's a guy that's in Formula E, Jean-Eric Verne, and list as long as your arm of Red Bull drivers that have failed. But yeah, I've gone way off piece. Basically, I agree with Carl. Big year for Yuki. Or else it's next man. So we see a replay. While we've got a red flag, we've got a replay on board with Carlos Sainz in turn 6, turn 7. Oh, and he's taking too much curb. I wonder if that's where they're damaging the Ferrari. There's a wide curb on the exit of turn 7, and he's putting the entire car over that curb on the exit. Oh, it's just bouncing along. And the thing is with the Ferrari, they've been running it low to the ground as well. So it's the... Oh, mate, yeah, they're straddling that... Because that curb is as wide as the car, near enough, and he's putting the entire car on it. And with the low ride height of the Ferrari anyway, it just ain't the one. Are we back underway? Oh, 3 minutes, and the qualifying session will get back underway again. Only 4 drivers a set of time then. Tsunoda, Sainz, De Vries, and Leclerc. Ferrari in the mud at the start of quality, I know. Yes, Anto, welcome in, mate. How we doing? Now Sainz has floor damage as well. Yeah, both Ferraris floor damage. Oh, Leclerc's lost some of his... I like to call them wheel brows because that's the best name for him. I don't know what they're officially called, but Leclerc is missing a big chunk of his front right wheel brow. Wow. I would call it a wheel cover, but a wheel cover is on the outside. The wheel cover's something else. So, I don't know. Wheel brow it is for me, but yeah. Basically, the Ferrari's shedding bits. Shedding bits, man. They're on a weight-saving exercise down here. But yeah, so session will resume at 12 minutes past the hour. So yeah, in a couple of minutes, the session will get underway now that they've cleared up the carbon fibre from both Ferraris, it seems. But especially from Leclerc's, I think he's at 2 different parts of the circuit, had carbon fibre flying off the car. So yeah, they've got rid of that, and we're going to get the session back underway again. Oh, good. Red Bull be strong again. Yeah, but, Anto, we've got an underdog. We've got an underdog in with a chance, and it's Aston Martin. So I've gone full send on that, Anto, because I love an underdog story. So it suits me to a T, this. And I've always had a bit of a soft spot for Fernando Alonso as well. So Fernando Alonso hitting it right late in his career after the crap years at McLaren, and it just fits. It's just right. It's just he's come full circle, Fernando Alonso, and it's about time he had a bloody quick car. And I fully back it, and I can't wait for this season. And I hope Fernando is right up at the sharp end, not just for round 1, round 2, but I hope they keep developing the Aston Martin and they keep up with the Red Bull, and they just get involved. You know, we need another team involved at the front. You know, that was one of the things I wanted from this season, is one of the midfield teams to be at the front. This is what we've got, and that's why I'm sat here in a green cap, because it's happening. Now I'm fucking buzzing. We are ready. Right, with session, we'll get back underway in 20 seconds. So get in there. Agree, Red Bull probably best two cars. I know, yeah, Anto. They are. I think Red Bull and Aston Martin class of the field. And then I think Ferrari's just behind that, but they've not had a good start to quali. Cars fall into bits. So if the car can stay in one piece, you know, Ferrari probably pretty quick. Then behind that, Mercedes, maybe. And then everybody else, we don't know. We're about to find out the order. But yeah, how quick is the Aston? Mate, if Alonso slaps it on pole, oh. Yeah, I tell you, if he's in the top 4, mate, it's a dub. It is a massive, you know what I mean? If Alonso's in the top 4, he'll probably lead into turn 1. I was showing Dan at work. I was like, if Alonso gets top 4 in quali, which is looking nailed on, all things going well, then I said it's going to be like Spain 2011 start. And so he Googled it. I was like, yeah, have a look at Spain 2011 start. Mate, Alonso started 4th and led into turn 1. Led into turn 1 from P4. I said, that's going to happen on Sunday. He'll full send it. He'll go full send. We're back. Yeah, sorry, I need to get the timer back going again. The timer's going to be a bit out. I should have been quicker on that. But yeah. Oh, why is it? Oh wait, actually, that's better. I can stop. Yeah, let me change the clock. So we're at 11. What are we at? 11:30. 34, 33. Right, yeah, it'll be bang on now, the time. Yeah, there we go, the 27, yeah. Right, sweet. Right, timer's right. Sorry about the wobbly desk scenario. I didn't realise how bad that was, but yeah. We're on a wobbly desk one, but we're back underway. 11 minutes to go in Q1, at the end of which the slowest 5 drivers will be knocked out. Who's going to get knocked out? Who's getting KO'd early doors, mate? What are we saying? A McLaren? Imagine, McLaren bottom 5, mate. It's a McLaren in bottom 5, emergency meeting. You've seen that game, mate, Among Us. Depress emergency, but bang, emergency meeting. Damn right. If McLaren in the bottom 5, mate, they are pressing emergency meeting button. It's dead. Here we go. Then we're watching Verstappen on his first quick lap of quali in 2023. Oh, and Alonso's chasing him. Verstappen, purple, sector 1 then. This is the most interesting qualifying session for quite a long time. And I'm not talking months, I'm talking years. Alexander Albon goes P1. Zhou Guan Yu. It's an Alfa Romeo 1-2. It's the early days. I can't be getting this excited about the first laps of quali, or else my head will explode by the end of it. Magnussen goes P3. Stroll goes quickest. Ooh, the first hint of the pace. But I feel like Max is going to smash the time set by Spagnuolo. Yeah, Max is going to set 3/10 quicker. So Verstappen goes P1 on a 1:31.3, near enough. And Alonso goes quicker. It's real. It's real, mate. It's real. Alonso goes a tenth quicker than Verstappen. It's Q1. It's Q1. I'm chilling. It's Q1. But this is real. Ocon goes P4 then in the Alpine as we're on board Charles Leclerc out the final corner then to the line and goes quickest. Charles Leclerc, the Russell goes quickest. Oh, it's game on. And Hamilton goes 5th. Russell quickest. It's now Russell and Sainz goes quickest. Oh, this is close. This is seriously close. We've got 3 cars. We've got 3 cars within a tenth and a half. Red Bull are 5th and 6th in this early stages. We've got Sainz, Russell, Leclerc top 3. Alonso P4, then Verstappen, Perez 5, 6. Hamilton 7th, Stroll 8th. Oh, Stroll's time's been deleted. Stroll's plummeted down. At the moment then, with 7 minutes 45 seconds to go, we've got both McLarens in the bottom 5 with Sargent, Stroll, who's had his lap deleted, and Hulkenberg 16th. But that is really close. You've got Sainz and Russell in the top within half a tenth. Mate. Williams to win. He's out on track. Yeah, here comes Sainz. Yeah. Gasly only 15th. Yeah, man. What's going on with Alpine? De Vries 14th. Albon 13th. Yeah. Both McLaren's in the bottom 5 at the minute. Bit ominous. Don't think he's fit to drive. No, I think you're right there. I'm not sure about Stroll, whether he should be in the car. Watch him slap it on pole now. But yeah, Tsunoda P9. Yeah, we've got an AlphaTauri in the top 10 there, which, you know, Tsunoda 3.5 tenths quicker than De Vries is interesting. Yeah. So that's the first run's done. We've got 6.5 minutes to go and everyone's piling into the pits to get a fresh set of boots on and then go again for the final laps of the session. But bottom 5 at the moment then, Hulkenberg, Norris, Piastri, Sargent and Stroll. Mate, McLaren might be in trouble here. McLaren might be in serious trouble here. It's not, is it SHT? It's looking grim. And McLaren have a hell of a lot of fans. McLaren are crazy popular. And there's going to be a lot of unhappy Formula One fans right now with hashtag believe in McLaren. Hashtag dead out. Right, so I see. So Stroll went too wide on the exit of what would that be? Turn 11, exit of turn 13, 10. 11. Yeah, exit of turn 13. Is the 15 corners? Exit of turn 13 has just gone too wide. All 4 wheels outside of the white lines and lap deleted. So 5 minutes to go. Yeah. Top 4. Mate. That is not the top 4 anyone would have predicted with 4.5 minutes to go in Q1 in Bahrain. Nobody's gone, yeah, I know what'll happen in Q1. Sainz, Russell, Leclerc, Alonso, top 4. Separated by a tenth. 10th and a half. You're off your head. It's great, isn't it? It's great. I'm loving this. Absolutely buzzing for this season, man. It's just the Alonso, the Fernando Alonso thing about just, it's what Formula One needed. The Aston Martin being rapid out of nowhere, out of absolutely nowhere. The Aston Martin being potentially on a par with Red Bull. Or, in other words, being extremely competitive is exactly what Formula One needed. You know, it's needed it for a long time, to be fair. You know, a team to step up and upset the hierarchy a bit. You know, it's the same names year after year. You can predict the top 6 from FP1, you know, and it's just, it's getting a bit, not saying it's been bad, you know, 2021 was absolute banger, but it's been a bit more predictable. This is just like, bang, cat amongst the pigeons. Let's upset the apple cart and let's get Fernando Alonso back in a competitive car again. It's long overdue and it's fantastic. And I am buzzing. So yeah, 2.5 minutes to go in Q1. Alpines are far apart. Yeah, so we've got Ocon in P8. What lap time has he set? So Ocon in P8 and a 1:31.6, and then Gasly half a second slower in 15th. Yeah, man, that's a big gap. So yeah, just to remind you, bottom 5 knocked out at the end of this session. And so bottom 5 at the moment then is Hülkenberg, Norris, Piastri, Sargent and Stroll, who Stroll should be safe as long as he completes a legitimate lap. Stroll should be easily safe, but everyone else, we're about to find out. Alexander Albon on a flying lap then with 1:40 to go. He's currently in P13, is Alexander Albon, so he's safe at the minute, but he might not be safe at the end of this session. I know, didn't expect Yuki P9 at the minute, yeah. Because I think in all the predictions it was like, oh, AlphaTauri and 9th quickest team, or, you know, there's not really anyone that said the AlphaTauri is looking good, have they? You know, it's not something I've heard. But yeah, P9 at the minute. Alfa Romeo are a complete unknown as well. Are they just slap bang in the middle? They are at the minute. But yeah, Albon into the final sector. So is the final sector literally just the back straight and the final... Yeah, the last sector is literally just the back straight in the final corner. It doesn't seem right, that, but... But yeah, Albon round the final corner then. To the line. Can he improve? Alexander Albon does improve to 6th. Splits the Red Bulls. That everyone's going to improve now. I shouldn't get overexcited because everybody's gonna improve now because the track's ramping up, the grip's ramping up. As Tsunoda goes P6, yeah, everyone's gonna improve massively, I guess. Stroll goes P5. The times are gonna tumble now. The times are gonna tumble. Kevin Magnussen goes P12. That might not be good enough for K-Mag. De Vries takes the flag 15th. De Vries could be out. Zhou Guanyu goes P11 then. Here come the McLarens then. It's Lando Norris around the final corner. Bottas goes P10. Norris to the line. P13. Oh, he's in danger. Lando Norris is in danger of being knocked out in Q1 here. Gasly, only 15th. Pierre Gasly. The Alpine's not it. The Alpine is not the one. Ocon goes 11th. He might scrape through with that. Ocon goes 11th then. So Gasly's clinging on by a thread in 15th. De Vries is definitely out then. De Vries is definitely out in Q1. Here comes Piastri then from 19th Improves but goes out. So Piastri only 17th. As Hulkenberg goes P6. Hulkenberg smashes it out of the park and easily through to Q2. Hulkenberg safe. Sargent to the line then, currently P20. Goes 16th. He's out, but Norris by a midge's willy. Lando Norris is through. Wow. So knocked out in Q1. Logan Sargent P16. Everyone would have had him nailed on P20. No. P16 Logan Sargent. 17th Pierre Gasly in the Alpine. 18th. Probably the biggest disappointment. Well, a big disappointment. Kevin Magnussen in the Haas. 18th. Oscar Piastri. There's a second between the entire field. It's a 1.1 between first and last. .1 between. I've never seen that before. That's got to be the closest field ever in the world. No, that is a close field. All jokes aside, you're looking at half a second between the top 30. Hamilton was 13th in the end. .1 covers the entire field. I've never seen that. We're in for an absolute banger. But, yeah, De Vries last. P20, Piastri 19th in the McLaren. Wow. That is not where he thought he'd be when he caused all that drama leaving Alpine. And Jesus. K-Mags 18th, Gasly 17th. Logan Sargent, that's a good job. Logan Sargent out, but out-qualifies 4 cars. That's a good job. Albon through. Wow. I didn't even clock that car. Yeah, Hamilton 13th, man. Like, he wasn't even that safe in the end. Yeah, got 1 Williams, 1 Alpine, 1 Haas, 1 McLaren, and 1 Alfa. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, one of each. 1 Williams, 1 Alpine, 1 Haas, 1 McLaren, and 1 AlphaTauri. Wow. De Vries P20 and Tsunoda through. I wouldn't have predicted that. I tell you what, Hulkenberg pulled a hell of a lap out at the end. Went from like 16th to 6th. Yeah, Hulkenberg pulled a lap out of the bag then at the end. A lap that Kevin couldn't get anywhere near. Or whether Kevin maybe made a mistake. I don't know. Tsunoda pole. Yeah, Hulkenberg did embarrass Magnussen there. Has Pierre had his lap deleted? Oh, he has. He has on the timing board here as well, yeah. Oh, has Pierre had his lap deleted? Oh, my God. Alpine in the mud. It is, isn't it, Pierre? Hulk is back, yeah. Tsunoda pole, yeah. Back it. Tsunoda pole. Oh, mate. Hey, didn't you say Piastri pole a minute ago? Hey, I'm best not listening to you, Carl. You're on a mad one, you lad. You're Piastri pole, no. Nah, I know you're only joking, innit? But I'd love it. I mean, if Tsunoda gets through to Q3, that's a win, innit? You know? That's a big dub if Tsunoda's in Q3. Whether it'll happen or not. We'll find out in the next half hour or so. So Q2 will start at 33 minutes past. So yeah, in a couple of minutes, Q2 will get underway. We'll get the timer back on and running. Hulk for pole. These are mad predictions, guys. What we got in the chat? We've got Tsunoda and Hulkenberg for pole. Well, you know, nothing like a good story, is there? Yeah, Hulk into Q3 will be impressive. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, he's not going to be the happiest man in the world, is he, Zach Brown, McLaren Racing CEO? I always thought Zach Brown was a team principal. So I was wrong about that. No, he's not team principal. He's McLaren Racing CEO. I rate Tsunoda's lid this season with the Japanese design, with the leaf design. It looks mint. Right, here we go then. Oh, is this... Which Williams is that? Oh, wow. Is that Alexander Albon in the Williams? Oh, my God. They're looking at track limits on the exit of turn 4 with one of the Williams. I don't know if it was... I guess it's Alexander Albon, and he's right on the limit of being on the line. Right. Comfortably in track limits by 0.5 millimeter. Wow, that is on the limit there from Albon. On the limit. That's literally like a VAR. Draw a line. You're a toenail offside. CEO, God love him. Yeah. By the way, conspiracy initially Alpine wanted to replace Alonso with Piastri. Okay, yeah. Then they had to go for Gasly because Piastri bombshell, and they're both out in Q1. Well, yeah. Both in the bin, aren't they? Piastri and Gasly, musical chairs. Well, they're both out in Q1, the beginning of 2023. So I think Sargent did a good job there. Sargent P16. The Williams isn't bad, is it? The Williams isn't the slowest car. Oh, I mean, what is the slowest car? I mean, can you say AlphaTauri with Tsunoda banging it P9 at the minute? This is what Ted Kravitz is saying, what I said. This is what Ted Kravitz is saying, what I was saying before. The entire field covered by 1.1. Well, yeah, they're saying about it's a short lap. Yeah, it is a short lap, but mate, that is a very competitive field. You know, there's years that have gone by where it's 1.1 between first and second, for God's sake, you know. Well, maybe not that extreme, but 1.1, you know, between first and fourth. 1.1 the entire field, which is brilliant. Felipe Drugovich on the sidelines. Maybe would feel a little bit hard done to. Probably thought he was going to be in the car this weekend. He did all 3 days of testing. But Lance is back at the last minute. And I don't know if is it too early for Lance? If it's too early or not, he's in. And Q2 is underway. Let me get the timer up and running. How long have we got? Let's get the timer on. We'll go up to... Oh, they've taken the timer off. Come on. I'm using that as a barometer. We'll start it now. The time will be about right. Right, Q2 begins. Who's going to get through to the top 10 Q3 pole position shootout then? Fernando will be secretly laughing at Alpine now. You're damn right. Yeah, be thinking, you know. And I was saying at the time, I was like, oh, that's a weird decision going from Alpine to Aston Martin. I was like, is that the right move? And now here I am, sat in a green cap. It was definitely the right move. Without a doubt, is the right move. So yeah, whatever Alonso was promised, it's holding true, isn't it? It's holding true. Right, where are we up to? No crossover. He should be in. Just about in, man. Looks like no cars are slow. Yeah, well, this is it. Like, nobody's like off the back of the pack. You know, like in the last couple of years, or you know, a couple of years ago, Haas was like had a dreadful car that was 19th and 20th no matter what. There was like a clearly like an absolute dog of a car. I don't think that's the case this year. Like, P20 might be different every week at this rate. You know what I'm saying? You know, everyone's got a chance to get points. Maybe. You know, literally, you get it right, you could scrape a point. Get it wrong, you could be last. Like, that's how close the field is looking this season, which is brilliant. Stroll's out there on a flyer. Honestly, if Alonso can get 100 podiums by the season, oh, is it 98? Oh, yeah, definitely. I would say that's, yeah, that's on, surely. Third World Championship SHT. I'll tell you. Alonso goes purple in Sector 1, then beating Lance Stroll's early pace. Oh, mate. Everyone fighting for points is what we want to see. Exactly, yeah. You know, it could be a scenario where you hook it up and you're on, you know, you're on form and you hook it up, you can get points no matter what team you drive for. And that's fantastic. Stroll goes quickest then on 32.3. He's the first one to set a lap time in Q2. 8 minutes 50 to go. Ocon goes P2 then. Alonso, purple middle sector. Hamilton, purple sector 1. Hulkenberg goes quicker than Stroll then. And so does Zhou Guanyu. So we've got Hulkenberg and Zhou. Make that Hulkenberg Bottas Zhou top 3. Here comes Alonso to the line then. And goes P1, purple sector 2, purple sector 3, and 31 flat for Fernando Alonso. Here comes George Russell then, round the final corner. He's got the lime green crash helmet. And it goes quickest. And Hamilton makes it a Mercedes 1-2. A Mercedes come alive? Leclerc can't be that. Goes P4. Here comes Sainz to the line then in the Ferrari. He goes P4 then. So it's still Hamilton, Russell, Alonso, top 3. But here comes Verstappen. Purple sector 1, purple sector 2. And Verstappen by 0.4 of a second goes quickest. Is that the first laying of the gauntlet from Red Bull as Perez goes P2 then on 30.7, 2.5 off his teammate, and it's a Red Bull 1-2 with 7.5 minutes to go in Q2. Hamilton, Russell 3-4, Alonso P5. Ferrari second off. Ferrari 6th and 7th, a second off. Mercedes are here. Mercedes might be here, yeah. And I heard an interview with Hamilton yesterday, and he was so downbeat. He was like, oh, we're further behind than last year. This concept doesn't work. He was really downbeat, and I was like, oh God, you know. I was like, he just sounds over it. Like Lewis in the interview yesterday just sounds done with it, with the whole. He just sounds done with it. But then, by the looks of this, he's underplayed it, which they all try and underplay it. But Lewis has massively underplayed it, and maybe Mercedes aren't even half bad, you know. Maybe Mercedes are quite competitive, really, you know. And Lewis was trying to, you know, if you'd listened to that interview, you'd think Mercedes are at the back. Nah, they do all right. But interesting, Alonso is 8,000 sort of second off Russell. Is it that close, is it? Norris in the top 10, yeah. Less than 6 minutes to go then in Q2, at the end of which the 11th through 15th will be knocked out. So in those positions and in danger at the minute, then is Zhou Guanyu, Lance Stroll, Esteban Ocon, Yuki Tsunoda and Alexander Albon. And then we will go through to Q3 pole position shootout. So the first runs of Q2 has left it Red Bull 1-2, Mercedes 3-4, with Alonso's Aston P5. Then the two Ferraris are second off the pace in 6th and 7th. Not fantastic, is it? Then a 0.4 of a second gap to Nico Hulkenberg in 8th. And then Bottas P9 and Norris P10. And the wheeling back, Lance Stroll, did he miss the weighbridge? Oh, wow. So he's missed the weighbridge, but the team are pushing him back to it. Look at the Williams scraping along the bib of the Mercedes, the bib of the Williams scraping along the floor going down the main straight. They're running that as low as they can, aren't they? Yeah, Lance back to himself again. I don't know, Lance must have been called into for a random weight check and drove past it. Oh, Albon's gone off. Albon has cut turn 5. And he's going to have to go again. 4 minutes to go. He's currently slowest. 15th and slowest at the minute is Alex, so he's under pressure to improve. But the Williams isn't looking horrible, is it? That could be a pen. Oh, for Lance, yeah, for like the team pushing him back in the pit lane. It's a bit of a weird one. Oh, Albon went out of track limits. Yeah, that was weird. That was weird, that Williams, actually. Yeah, he went really wide. He went really wide in turn 4, out of track limits. Second is bad for Ferrari. I know, a full second off the pace. Not looking fantastic for Ferrari, is it? Leclerc with all those pole positions last season, they'd be coming into. Oh, that's a new graphic. You know, Ferrari had been coming into this season looking to build on last year and be even more competitive. It looks like they've taken a step backwards, or everyone else has taken a step forward. But yeah, there's a new graphic of which car is quicker in exactly which part of the circuit, and it's seems to be spread out between Mercedes and Red Bull for who's quickest at the minute. Whether it's down the straights or in the corners, I don't really have a proper look at it. But yeah, new graphic there. So you can see which car is quicker in which individual sector, which, if you're into that sort of thing. Right, so 2 minutes, 15 seconds to go in Q2. It's like Ferrari back as a midfield team. Surely not. Surely not. I thought Ferrari would be super competitive. Before testing started, I predicted Leclerc world champion. I mean, it was a bit. It wasn't serious. I mean, I'm going to say that now, aren't I? But my predictions are just a bit of fun, really. You know, I could do a serious predictions and it'd be boring. I'd be more accurate, but it'd be boring. But I like to predict something a bit odd. So I went for the Leclerc World Champion, but yeah, that's been knocked on the head. We can forget about that one. The Alpine as well is scraping along the ground, coming down the straightaway. Yeah, they're running the front of the floor so close to the ground. More than one of the teams. Red Bull definitely not coming out. Yeah, so Red Bulls are staying in the garage. They're 1-2. Verstappen and Perez. They're chilling. They're through. Well, they hope they're through. if they get beaten by 10 cars now, GG's. But it's not going to happen. They'll be through. They'll be safe. So both Red Bulls will be in the pole position shootout. But who will join them? Let's have a look as we follow Esteban Ocon into turn 11. Oh, Ocon's well inside the time he needs. Ocon currently down in P13, but a lot quicker. Who's going to get knocked out here? When the dust settles in a couple of minutes' time, who is going to be at the wrong end of it? Here comes Ocon, then to the line goes P4. Wow, the track's really ramping up now. Ocon goes 4th then. Hulkenberg goes 3rd. Wow. Nico Hulkenberg goes P3. Zhou Guanyu P9. That's dangerous. He's going to be in danger there. Tsunoda definitely out then. Tsunoda P14. Bottas goes P8. That's on the limit of being through or not. So Zhou's now 10. Alonso goes P2. Alonso splits the Red Bulls. Here's Norris to the line. Then Norris 8th. Where are the Mercs? Stroll is on a quick lap. Sainz goes P3. Leclerc has gone quickest of anybody. So it's now Leclerc, Verstappen, Sainz, Alonso, Perez down to 5th. Hulkenberg 6th. Oh, this could be anything. Russell goes 3rd. Oh, mate. Red Bull thought they were safe. Perez isn't that safe anymore. Hamilton goes 4th then. And Stroll, P10, knocks Norris out. Both Astons are in the top 10 then. Norris is out. Bottas out. Zhou out. Tsunoda out. Albon out. So we've got the other McLaren out. Both Alfa Romeos. The other Alfa Tauri and the other Williams out. So Stroll scrapes through with his injured wrist. Ocon through. Hulkenberg Q3. It's got to be the biggest headline about that. Hulkenberg Q3. Yeah, well, you said it, didn't you, Anto? You said it, Anto. Hulkenberg is back. Aston are both through, yeah. Mate, Leclerc's just put in a time then at the end as well. Absolutely mad. Leclerc ended up Q2 fastest. Mate, the Red Bull were chilling then, leaving both Red Bulls in the pits. And Perez ended up 7th in the end. That's not too comfortable, is it really? Hulkenberg P8. He's through. Mate, what a qualifying session. So top 10 shootout then. We've got both Red Bulls, both Ferraris, both Mercedes, both Astons, a Haas, and an Alpine. Gasly starting the season P20, he's an absolute L in it, with Ocon getting in the top 10. Also, Magnussen and Gasly are holding the L today because they're down the bottom and both the teammates are in the top 10. Also, the gap between Norris and Piastri is too big as well. Norris P11, Piastri 18th. It's not a bad job, really, from Lando, P11. Yeah, Dan, wide open. 70-1. Wait, 70-1's nuts, man. He ain't 70-1 now, is he? Lance Stroll 800-1, mate. What a flutter that is. Hey, Dan. I'm kitted out, lad. What was waiting for me when I got home? The merch, lad. I am on it. I knew, lad. I ordered this a week ago. So who called it? You or me? Because I had this in the post, lad. I knew, lad. I knew from testing that the Aston was rapid. You. Hey, like I told you, if Alonso's in the top 4, he leads. He'll lead coming out of turn 1 tomorrow if he's in the top 4. He won't give a damn. Wow, so Alonso's quickest at turn 4, turn 11, 13 and 14. So Alonso's quickest in the corners, mate, of anybody. This is an absolute banger of a session, this. And the thing is, Ferrari are in the game. Ferrari at the end going quickest then. Ferrari are in the game. Mercedes all of a sudden are in the game. You can't write them off. 8 cars fighting for pole, let's go. No, Stroll's injured, isn't it? 7 cars fighting for pole. But it wipe out. Yeah, contact turn 1. Oh, mate, it could be. Turn 1 incidents are rare these days. It used to be, every single race, it used to be a turn 1 crash. Like back in the day. Every single turn 1 would be carnage. And then in the last, I don't know, I'd say the last 10 years, it's really calmed down. You don't really get turn 1 incidents anymore. But this year you might. This year you might, because Alonso will be like, this is my last chance. I'm 41. We're going for the championship. And you know Verstappen doesn't give an inch. Verstappen won't give him an inch. And so that's asking for a disaster. Oh, best season ever is on. It could be an absolute banger, this. Yo, Tax, welcome in, bro. You join us just in time for Q3, starting in a couple of minutes. The battle for pole is on. Yeah, straights is what's costing Alonso a bit. Yeah, SH2, yeah, man. But Alonso quickest in the corners. Pff. By a tiny margin, but still. Here we go. Mate, Alonso must be buzzing. Do you know what I mean? Like, when he goes home at the end of the day, Fernando, he must be like, finally, a quick car. Finally, something I can work with. Because he has had some absolute crap cars the last decade, Fernando Alonso. He's had some shockers, mate. When he went to McLaren in 15, he couldn't even do a lap. The thing was blowing up. 16, 2 laps, the car was blowing up. He's had a few shocking years, Fernando, but not this year. Hey, big shout out to Nico Hülkenberg in the top 10 on his return. He's not been in Formula One full time for 3 years. The last time Hülkenberg was at a full time drive was 2019. That's a long time ago in Formula One terms. So for Nico to come back in and slap it in the top 10 immediately, with Kevin down in like 18th. Where's Kevin qualified? 17th. I don't know whether Kevin messed it up and didn't get his lap in, but Kevin down in 17th with Nico in the top 10, it's a slap in the face for Kevin. That's for sure. He's probably had the best car in years. I saw someone on Twitter, I was saying before, Anto. Someone saying on Twitter this is Alonso's best car since most competitive car since 2010. And I think it's right. You know, I remember Alonso leading a Ferrari 1-2 here in 2010. On that stupid layout they did where they were going all around the back roads. But yeah, I remember Alonso leading a Ferrari 1-2 here in 2000. This is Alonso's best car since then. We're 13 years on. Mate, let's go. Right, they're all going out. 10 minutes to go. Right, let me get the timer on. Okay. Yeah, 9 minutes, 44, yeah. So the timer's on. We're ready to go. So if you don't know, if the names are bright white, they're out on circuit. If the names are greyed out, they're still in the pit. So that's how they do it on the F1 website. Managed to rig it up on the stream. Could this be any one of 7 drivers on pole right now? Both Red Bulls, both Ferraris, both Mercs and an Aston? Or am I overreaching? Am I exaggerating? Is it between Verstappen and Alonso? Can't believe this. I can't believe this. Oh, it's getting real now. It is getting... Here we go then, Verstappen to start his flying lap. And Perez behind him. Verstappen into turn 1 then. This is a crucial Q3 pole position shootout. 8 minutes to go in the first qualifying session of the 2023 season. And I'm ready. So we've got the 2 Red Bulls. This is on track. We've got the 2 Red Bulls followed by the 2 Ferraris and then the Aston. So Verstappen purple, sector 1 then. Tricky turn 9 and 10 there, but Verstappen navigates it well. DRS open down the back straight then up towards turn 11. And just throw it in. Floor of the car scraping on the ground as well. Purple sector 2 as well for Max. And down the hill then for Verstappen into the final corner. 7 minutes to go. Leclerc, purple middle sector. Charles Leclerc, don't write him off, man. 29.897 for Max Verstappen. Leclerc's gone purple middle sector. He comes around the final corner now then. Leclerc to the line. Can he go quicker? Oh, by a tenth he's slower. 130 dead. So Verstappen at 29.9. Leclerc 130 dead. Perez crosses the line 0.2 off in P3. Sainz P4, 4.5 off. Stroll P5. And here comes Fernando Alonso out of the pits on a brand new shiny set of soft tyres. Here we go. Here we go. And here comes George Russell as well. And Lewis Hamilton. Basically the rest of them. Here come the rest of them. Oh, the Mercedes look. I like how Mercedes have got the colour scheme where they've got the green with George and they've got the lime yellow, the yellow with Lewis. And now George has changed his helmet to match that. So they're just colour coded very nicely, the Mercedes. It looks good. But is it quick? So we see a replay on board with Carlos Sainz, then into turn 6, takes a lot of curb. It looks like he's struggling with the rear end a bit and too much curb. It's too much curb on the exit there, Carlos Sainz. He's just being too greedy and the Ferrari's too low to deal with it. And he's just beaching it on the curb on the exit of turn 7. And he's made that mistake twice now. Made the mistake once, okay, but you learn from it. Oh, Alonso's winding it up. Alonso's winding it up here. Oh, mate. Alonso's winding up for a lap here. The spring is being coiled, mate. The spring is being coiled. And he is about to... Ooh! This is the most anticipated lap I have watched in a hell of a long time, I'll tell you now. Oh, here we go then. Fernando Alonso starts his flying lap in Q3. Come on, Fernando. Come on, Fernando. Come on, you can do it. You can beat the Red Bulls, man. Come on, man, you can do it. You can upset the apple. You can upset Verstappen. Come on. He needs a 28.7 to beat Max. Come on. Oh. A tenth off. A tenth off Max in Sector 1. At the minute, it's Verstappen, Leclerc, Perez, Sainz, Stroll. Top 5. 4 minutes to go in Q3. Alonso's down at turn 9. Turn 10. Looks neat and tidy. DRS is open then. Up we go to turn 11. The Aston's looking good. Throws it into 11. Oh, a little bit of a wobble there on the exit. Come on, Fernando. Sector 2 time coming up. Oh, he's 2.5 tenths off. Alonso 2.5 tenths off Verstappen's quickest time. Is it advantage Max? Come on, Fernando. Out of the final corner. Rear end wriggling about a bit as he comes out of the final corner. Alonso to the line. P4. P4 only for now. 3 minutes to go. Only P4. Here comes Nico Hülkenberg then. P6. So Hülkenberg quicker than Stroll. Aston 4th and 7th at the moment then. Here comes George Russell round the final corner. I know he can go quicker. I hope he does, Dan. I hope he does. Russell to the line. P5. And Hamilton only 7th. Hülkenberg's lap time's been deleted. So Mercedes 5th and 7th at the moment. Oh, Leclerc's out of the car. He's not even going to try. Okay, so Leclerc isn't going to be on pole. He was second at best. Leclerc's Leclerc called it a day. The thing is, they will have taken the best out of the tyres, surely. The Ferrari, I tell you what though, Leclerc P2 at the moment, a tenth off is not bad at all, really. Here comes Ferrari, master plan dispatched. Tyres showing, well, this is it. Yeah, minute to go. On along the road, they're coming in. They're coming in. So this is it. So it's fourth at best. It's fourth at best for Fernando. It's a shame. He was a one shot. They had one shot in Q3. And it wasn't the lap. It wasn't the lap. I was praying it would be. It wasn't the lap from Fernando. It's P4 at best. And there's a couple out there going for a second run. But it's like a one-run Q3. It's weird how it's panned out. But the Red Bulls are going to go again. Sainz is going to go again. And then Stroll and Ocon. Hulkenberg's not even going to set a time. So Hulkenberg's going to be 10th if Ocon can set a time. Yeah, Mercedes are in. So Mercedes 5th and 7th at best. Ooh. Yeah, Alonso at worst P5. Is Stroll going again? Yo, Stroll's done then. So Stroll 8th. Verstappen purple middle sector. As Ocon goes 9th, then Hulkenberg with no time will start in P10. Ocon 9th, Stroll 8th. We've got Sainz, Perez and Verstappen out there. And Verstappen crosses the line then. Does he improve? He does. He does improve. 129.7. Can Perez put it as a Red Bull front row? Verstappen ahead of Perez, a Red Bull front row. Can Sainz do something to upset that? And Sainz pushes Alonso to 5th. Oh no, Alonso P5 in the end. Verstappen, Perez, Leclerc, Sainz, Alonso 5th. Then the two Mercedes, Russell, Hamilton 6th, 7th, Stroll 8th. Ocon 9th. Hulkenberg 10th. Not what I was hoping for, I'm not going to lie. Alonso ahead of both Mercs. Yeah, you want to take a positive out of it. Alonso ahead of both Mercs, but I was hoping Alonso top 4. I was hoping Alonso top 4. 5th. 5th is tinged with a slight disappointment there. But yeah, it wasn't lap. It was one shot in Q3. So it's difficult when you go out in the middle of the session with one shot. And if you don't quite hook it up, it is what it is. So Alonso will start from 5th. I'm disappointed. I was hoping for I think if you're in the top 4, you have a chance to pull a miracle. From 5th, it'll be difficult. But yeah, thanks for joining me for the first qualifying session of the season. It was a bit of an anticlimax in the end because by halfway through Q3, we knew the grid, but basically, I mean, yeah, Perez improved and made it a Red Bull front row, but we need to end Q3 with all 10 drivers crossing the line right at the end on fresh tyres, but that's not how it panned out today. Verstappen did improve at the end and seals pole by a tenth of a second, so Perez was pretty close in the end. Red Bull 1-2 on the grid. Ferrari 3-4, led by Charles Leclerc. Fernando Alonso's Aston Martin 5th. And then the two Mercs, Russell ahead of Hamilton, 6th and 7th. Stroll 8th. Ocon 9th. Nico Hülkenberg in the Haas. Did well to get through to Q3, but then I think had a lap time deleted. Ends up 10th. But yeah. When's all said and done, it's a Red Bull 1-2 in quali to start the 2023 season. No, it's going to be good. It's going to be a good race tomorrow. I'll be live 2:30 UK time for the race starting at 3 p.m. tomorrow for the Bahrain Grand Prix. So yeah, Red Bull 1-2, Ferrari 3-4, Aston Martin 5, Mercedes 6-7. It's not the grid. It's not the grid I would have hoped for, to be honest. But it's the grid we've got, and hopefully Fernando can pull some first lap like he's been doing the last couple of years, because he was always making positions. So you never know. And that long run pace from practice in the Aston Martin was looking absolutely rapid. So you never know. You never know. It's a long race, as the old adage goes. It's a long race. So no issue with Leclerc's. Yeah, Leclerc was in the fight for pole. Already very impressive. It is. I think me, like so many others, will have got carried away with the hype of the Aston, thinking that, you know, Fernando could slap it on pole. When push comes to shove, that's a bit of a stretch, isn't it? Yeah, when push comes to shove, the Red Bulls were just a bit too strong. And Fernando with the one chance in Q3. You always need to have two goes in Q3, man. So you can bank a lap and go for it at the end. But yeah, Leclerc P3. Not that far off. I think, was he 3/10 off pole? Yeah, so Verstappen on a 29.7, Leclerc 30 dead, so only 3/10 between the Red Bull and Ferrari, which isn't a lot. 6/10 in the end between Verstappen and Alonso. That's ominous. I was hoping it'd be thousandths, not a 6/10. Mercedes as well, 6.5 off pole. But yeah, that's it. I don't need to stay live whilst I'm listening to the interviews, isn't it? But yeah, join me tomorrow for the 2023 Bahrain Grand Prix. Yeah, I'll be live 2:30 UK time for lights out at 3 p.m. So join me for the first race of the 2023 season. If you have enjoyed the stream, please do drop me a like. Obviously, it helps the channel. Hopefully, we can grow the channel a little bit this season. Obviously, last season was a bit dead. Hopefully, this season's a little bit better and we can start getting some people watching. So please do drop me a like. It helps that out. Subscribe if you're new. I do watch-alongs for all the qualifying sessions and all the races from the Formula One World Championship. And yeah, I'll see you tomorrow at 2:30, guys. Peace out. Pole position, Max Verstappen. Fernando will get in tomorrow.